What's up, everybody? My name is Walteruski, and welcome to the Faction 5 Darkmoon Races cards. We're going to be going over those. I'll be joined by my teammates, Harash HS, Flying Kraken, Unlimited Power, and Tonberry Blue. Stick around, guys. We're off to the races. I am recording now. Go ahead.
So first today, guys, we want to start off with our number 5 card, which is Mistrunner, which is a Shaman card, 5 mana, 4/4. Battle Cry, give a friendly minion +3/+3, Overload 1. It reminds me a lot of an old card that got nerfed called Bone Mare. It's a good amount of stats. It's 7 stats over 2 bodies for 5 mana. The Overload 1 could, hurt you or help you depending on how you're utilizing Overload, and it could be used for, to me, seems like it could be a card that you could build a deck around or add it to some kind of aggro mid-rangey shaman,
You could slap this on a totem.
See, playing more than just Totem Shaman?
Yeah.
An existing enhancement.
Right.
Yeah.
I think this card is less of a totem card and more of like just an aggro card. Because totems already have enough buffs probably as it is.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it fits really well in Enhancement Shaman, I'd say.
I think so too.
All right, guys. Card number 4, Libra of Judgment. I'm gonna be honest. I've seemed to be the faction guy that's pro Paladin the most. I'm super excited about this card. I think that there's gonna be a heck of a lot of utility for more than just pure Paladin. I do think it'll see an appearance in Librum. And honestly, because you can discount it, I feel like it has more than just its corrupt potential. That's just me.
Yeah, an important note, Kraken actually mentioned this earlier. This is 100% of the time getting corrupted by Libra of Hope. So you heal for 8, then you play this, and you're healing for 5 per turn afterwards. You have so much sustain.
Oh, it's unbelievable. And then, late game lifesteal.
Yep.
In a pinch, like in those really tight matchups, which when I'm thinking about it kind of in terms of like a pure Paladin in the matchup against a pen Paladin. That could be a big game swinger.
Yeah, you're counteracting 5 whole hey losers per turn.
That's a big deal.
True.
With the ability to do it 3 times.
Walter's getting ready to literally throw the book at people.
Dude.
All right, everyone. Card number 3 is Illdari Studies. It's a 1-mana Demon Hunter spell. Discover an Outcast card. Your next one costs 1 less. I think this card is pretty disgusting in Demon Hunter, obviously, because the Outcast pool is so small. You're going to get 5 mana skulls back from the original release on day 1 when it was completely busted. We got it right here, back to back. Turn 5 skull. This card is nuts in OTK-DH. It's going to be nuts in Soul DH. It's nuts off Wandmaker, Kobold Spellkin. This card is literally busted. It's going to break the game.
Okay, so there was so much passion for that card. But
I think it's also...
What's the card pool for Outcast? Like, which one? What other possibilities? Obviously, like the golden ticket is Skull, right?
Yeah, Skull. Then you got Consume Magic if you need it for against rogues. You got Crimson Sigil Runner, which is just going to be a 0-mana 1/1 draw 1 because it's always going to be outcasted. Then we got Spectral Sight, Dreadlord's Bite, Skull. I think that's it.
That's it.
Also, it's important to note that it always puts it in its outcast position in your hand.
Yeah.
I think it's
I can
important
redo
to
that if you
note.
want. That was kind of like overhyped, overheightened.
And we were talking about this earlier. This is Demon Hunters. They got their studies.
Yeah, they got their studies, which I just now realized they didn't have a studies until this card came out.
It allows a very flexible tool to the pool now.
Yeah. So number 2 on our list, we got Spark Joy Cheat, 3 mana, 3/3 Battle Cry. For holding a secret, cast it and draw a card. This card is insane. It's a 3 mana, 3/3, so you got fine tempo. You're cheating out a secret, so it's worth another 2 mana, and you're drawing a card. It's value, it's tempo, and it's mana cheating all in one. It's doing everything. I would play this at 5 mana. This is crazy.
I agree. I think a 5 mana 3/3 that plays a secret, draws a card is playable in Rogue right now, and it's 3 mana.
Easily.
I think it's aptly named too. It's like Spark Joy, like.
It's literally
But then it says cheat in the name.
Or can you join just one person, not the other guy?
Yeah, you're smart. It's only 50% of people are gonna have their joy sparked here.
And one thing about this card to me is I think it may inspire like even a brand new rogue deck where, you know, maybe it's not a passive secret deck, but more of a very proactive rogue deck that just plays this in an aggro deck with stuff like the secret that makes a 2/3 poisonous and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can already see on turn 2 coining this out to cheat out an ambush. And that could just immediately end the game for anyone, any sort of tempo.
Right, and it draws you a card. You slap that on that bad boy, and it's just.
I don't understand how this card exists, like how it passed. I don't know. Drawing the
doesn't
card, like
even
this doesn't need to
pass.
say draw a card, and it's still good.
Long ago, there was this card that people would build decks around. It was called Take Master's Sharp Sword Oil. And what it would do is that for 4 mana, you could buff your weapon and a random minion for 3 attack each. Nowadays, we have far accelerated that type of power level. We now have a 1 mana targeted +2 attack to a minion and your weapon. Although it does require you to corrupt this card in order to get the full value, it is only 1 mana, so it is very, very easy for this card to be corrupted. So I am really frightened by this card. This card is ridiculous. I have never seen a card this imbalanced in quite some time. I fear for my life, for the lives of us in our faction, everyone on the ladder, because Rogue just got even more tools to kill you with randomly generated cards and cards that they put in their deck. So I think this card is going to be a nerf candidate very quickly. It is a very, very super powered card.
The 4-mana version of this card in the old days was incredible card for itself, and now this is just 1 mana. And sure,
Play to this day in Wild.
yeah, and sure, there's a time aspect to it. You have to corrupt it and everything, but it's not that hard to do. I mean,
And
for what it is.
Team Master's Overspark, or I almost said Overspark. Whatever the oil is, you had to. It's a combo card. You have to combo it. You can't even just play it.
Yeah.
You just have to corrupt this, which obviously at 1 mana is the easiest thing to corrupt. Also, this is insane in Warrior. I was having moderate success with Aggro Warrior. Baton corrupts this card right away if you want to play Baton with this, or you can just play it with your other weapons and your Sword Eater and stuff. So this card is just...
It makes Baton a 2 mana 3/3 weapon that buffs your entire hand. That's actually
That's
crazy.
9 damage.
Now,
Yeah, and the thing that's crazy too, like I'm not a big fan of nerfs, honestly, and I'm really not a big fan of nerfs quickly, but this card is like, I think it needs to be nerfed before it comes out. It actually seems unbelievably insane.
Yep.
Like, I can't believe it.
The top 2 cards have been nuts. I was thinking about an interesting subtext for this card is like, does this card change the aggro game in Wild?
I think, yeah, I'm putting this in Kingsbane Rogue.
That's exactly what I was thinking. My head went straight to it.
There's aggro Menagerie Bomb Warrior too in Wild, and it's
Yeah.
This might be, in my opinion, the most overpowered card I've ever seen printed before it was released. In my opinion, this might be it might be number 1. It's definitely top 3, 100%.
All right, the first of our sleeper picks for this for the upcoming mini set is Felsaver. It's a 4 mana 5/6 in Demon Hunter, but it can only attack if your hero attacked this turn. But Demon Hunter's attacking with their hero every turn. So me and Haraj both got, we both agree on this one. This is like the biggest sleeper of this set. Nobody's really talking about it so far that we've seen. Seems pretty nuts though. What do you think, Haraj?
Yeah, I think this card's pretty insane. And the reason why is specifically because it's 4 mana. Like, their only good 4 mana card in Demon Hunter that you are playing is Marrow Slicer. And that's only in Soul DH. That's it. There are no other good 4-drops for Demon Hunter. And the fact that you're always attacking, and it's, Shard Shatter, but like that's only, again, it's a defensive, only in Soul DH. Like this card, and it's a demon. If for some reason you ever do have Philosophy, it can copy it. I just think this card is exactly what, if you do play Soul DH, you're going to go Felsaver on 4 into Lapidary. And you're just going to or you play an aggro where you're already swinging every turn. This card just seems like, because it's 4 mana and Demon Hunter needs that 4 mana slot, it's going to go everywhere.
Yeah, definitely a big sleeper.
Nuts.
All right, so my sleeper pick for the mini set is Arbor Up. It's a 5 mana druid card that summons 2/2 Trents and gives your minions +2/+1. I think this is one of the best buff cards we've ever had. It's the fact that it doesn't hit just Trents, it hits all your minions. It's also 5 mana. It can activate stuff like a Nubaset Defender, and it just seems like this could be a card that maybe revitalizes Glowfy decks, maybe spell druid in general decks, and I'm pretty excited to mess around with this card. But it's no surprise that I picked the druid card, I guess.
In particular, I was really excited to see this card for the utility of potentially using it in like a token druid, like towards the top end of the curve.
Yeah, we still have the 4 mana card, the 2/3 that summons 2/2s. And it curves perfectly into this, and you have so many just bunch of token stuff laying around. And I think one of the problems in the past with buff cards for druid is that all they do is buff. They don't actually do anything on their own. So being able to summon, even if this is just by itself, it's 2 4/3s, and that's not terrible.
Yeah, I mean, at worst case, it's what, a 5 mana
8/7,
8/6.
6/8/6,
Pretty
yeah.
good, yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
Aeroponics is back on the menu, boys.
Alright, guys, so my sleeper for this mini set is Imprisoned Phoenix. Now, on its
Phoenix!
face, it seems like a very unassuming card. 2 mana 2/3, spell damage +2. It's dormant for 2 turns. But the key application I see this being in is some sort of freeze mage where you're trying to sort of stall a little bit so you get your sort of OTK in the later stages of the game. And the reason why this is so underrated, I think, is because the dormant is actually a huge benefit. So if you keep this dormant, it basically helps you save up mana for a future turn for you to burn them down with things like Frostbolt, Fireball, etc. And right now, Elemental Mage is really missing a finisher at the end game, right? There are cards like Grand Finale, 8 mana 8/8, where you summon a bunch of 8/8s if you played Elementals the previous turn. But that's not that helpful in the grand scheme of things because it's just putting stats on board at like turn 8, turn 9. Whereas for this, you have the shell of things like Elemental Allies, where you draw spells after you play a couple of Elementals in a couple of turns. And there are a lot of exciting things that you can definitely do with this card that I'm looking forward to trying in the expansion to come. So I think this is very underrated
You
card.
also have and for the same reason, it also could probably see play in a spell damage shaman because you get to set up the +2 spell damage to your burn spells. Well, and it also triggers the 5/6 giant that can attack.
It's good if you're up against aggro too. I could see this waking up, and then you immediately are able to play Ross, say, and then he's doing 3 AOE. And there's
Or
no-
the new shaman spell that does 1 to everything.
Yeah.
Landslide, yeah.
Yeah.
That
Just
one's,
this landslide.
that one's interesting. And it says Phoenix, you know. Shout out to the homies. 602, baby. Okay, guys, my sleeper was the Felfire Deadeye. I'm actually really excited about this one. It's a hybrid between a demon hunter and a hunter. The hunter in me is really, really excited. I see application in both Face Hunter and Highlander Hunter. I feel like it offers a very, very solid 2-card slot as a 2/3 body. I think the fact that it makes the Demon Hunter's hero power free is a super appealing option. But then I think it gives just another turn 2 setup for Highlander Hunter when oftentimes, hero power is nice, but sometimes you'd prefer the body than the damage. So I feel like it offers a good chunk of versatility. I think it'll actually see a lot of play in both Demon Hunter and Hunter aggro decks.
I could see it honestly in aggro hunter.
Hey,
Yeah,
over here, back on the menu, boys.
Yeah. No, and I mean honestly, when I'm thinking about this, I think it would be yes, more specifically for a Face Hunter, but Tour Guide does a great job. I think having a bigger bodied Tour Guide that obviously only makes the hero power for 1, I don't think that's bad. That gives you another option to play a turn 3 Phase Stalker and get a free secret. And you have a much better body than the 1/1 Tour Guide. I think there's a lot of versatility there on both sides of the dual class card.
Yeah, I think it makes the curve maybe a good bit better because if you play Face Stalker on 2, then play this on 3 and hero power, or vice versa, where you play this on 2 and play Face Stalker on 3 and then hero power, you still have a very smooth curve going.
Yeah.
Similar to Demon Hunter 2, like if you're playing Battlefield on 1 and you play this.
Right, yeah, this with Battlefield on
yeah.
1 is very
Well,
good.
think about
yeah.
What is up, guys? Thank you so much for watching this content by Faction. If you liked what you saw, don't forget, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and share it with everybody that's important to you. But lastly, do not forget, everybody deserves to be honored. Thanks for watching.